There's news, there's sense, and there is nuisance. And this show is all about not making any sense at all, because that's been kind of the theme of the week. Because it's what some news organizations have demonstrated at their grand events. Am I making sense?
The media cannot play the role of the opposition.
आएगा तो
We in the media should also look inside how much have we done to spread these kinds of stereotypes, prejudice and the worst kind of hate politics.
आप हमें इतना पूछ लेते हो चप कर उनको 4 सवाल तो पूछो.
For all you know, the money was given earlier. And in spite of that, we went knocking at their doors. Am I making sense?
We'll come back to that later, and there's lots to come back to. But I want to start off by bragging that Newslaundry won not one, but 2 Ramnath Goenka awards at a ceremony yesterday, which was the 19th of March, Tuesday night. Thank you all very much. I'm humbled to receive these awards actually. Here is me holding all 3 awards. Oye, ये photo में कौन है? Only credit deserving वालों को डालो, बाकियों को उड़ाओ. Oye, you lose your job, all of you are fired. That is correct. Now we have the deserving person with all awards. I must take the credit for these awards, even though I must tell you, I had absolutely nothing to do with them. With the story that was investigated, or the idea of it, the report that was written, the editing and supervision by the desk and the editors, the design, the video, the production, nothing.
Chill, man.
But the credit is mine. Because that is true leadership and that is what we have learnt. मित्रों, leadership उसको कहते हैं जो दूसरों की credit खा जाएं. In fact, I had requested in an Express group that I will collect both awards. My photo will be published and my name will feature on the award. They said, नहीं जी, हमारे यहाँ system ऐसा नहीं है. तो I told them, भाईजान, आपका system काफी sidey है and you need lessons in leadership. They said, वो रहा दरवाजा, you can go. मैंने कहा, अच्छा बच्चू, अभी I will send income tax notice. ED, CBI, they said, चोमो, तू न्यूज लॉन्ड्री का CEO है और PM या फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर नहीं, चल निकल ले. I realized, हाँ, okay, fine. I said, ठीक है, जा रहा हूँ. But I had 3 drinks and I had so many snacks कि डिनर खाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी. Always मौके पे चौका.
वाह, क्या सीन है.
However, before Newslaundry got these awards, a full 1 week before, Newslaundry got the journalism का असली award, which is 5 income tax notices. 5 brand new notices, that's right. Thus taking a total income tax notice count to 55, or more or less, give or take 2-3. These include show cause notices, other notices which are accusing us of basically everything. Income गड़बड़ है, expense गड़बड़ है, valuation गड़बड़ है, मुझ पर criminal action करना चाहते हैं, मतलब traffic light violation और overspeeding भी डाल देते यार. I have done everything, but I will come back to all that later also. Filhal, let's talk about 2 grand events hosted in the past week. One by the Indian Express group, where the editor-in-chief said this.
Then we have a few Maliks who have gone down on bended knee, so comfortable in that posture that it hurts if they stand up.
Ooh, that must have hurt a few people real bad. Anyway, the other was a circus, no, not a circus. The other was a conclave hosted by the India Today group, where the vice chairperson said this.
The media cannot play the role of the opposition. Expecting it to do that leads to unfair charges of Godi or Modi media.
The contrast could not have been more stark. Here are some clips from Raj Kamal Jha's pretty amazing speech.
We had a judge from the court, High Court, who told a reporter in open court after a mildly unflattering story, but a very fair story, I don't want to see you report on this court. That same judge resigns, joins a political party, and is all sugar and honey on television when everybody sings his praise. There is an ease of doing business, and there is a very specific unease of doing journalism.
And in the audience were Arun Puri and Kalli Purie. Just saying. So let's talk a little about the India Today conclave, because all journalists and news professionals must learn from the gyan that was confidently payload about what is journalism.
If the opposition is in disarray, the media cannot be blamed for it. We cannot present an other side equally strongly if it doesn't exist. We are observers in this boxing match. We are not the players. The media cannot play the role of the opposition.
चलिए भाई, अगर ये बात करेक्ट मान भी लें, that media should not play the role of opposition. But at the same time, it should not look like a BJP rally either, you know. Check this out.
आएगा तो देखिए आपका ऑडियंस की आवाज है ये मूड ऑफ द नेशन है
It should be noted that there is an India Today connection to SL Mining and Industries Limited, which donated over 50 crore to the BJP. The India Today Group's major holding company is Living Media Limited with 51%, and 41% of Living Media is held by IGH Holdings Group. IGH is a wholly owned subsidiary of SL Mining and Industries.
You see, that is a scene from a news organization's event. It's not a political rally. And at this event, we got a lecture on journalism. You see, when the media does its job, even normally, there is an inevitability to it being in an adversarial position to those in power. It is the nature of journalism to be combative and to uphold some public interest values.
हाँ, हम बुरे पत्रकार हैं.
Now, at this conclave, among other things, there was an interview with the finance minister, who is often not in a very good mood. The finance minister was asked a very innocuous question by journalist Rahul Kamal. And bichara, after all the jihazuri he's done, he got this passive-aggressive response. So what do you think?
You've based yourself on huge assumptions. What makes you assume so many things and build a narrative? I think, smart, hard-working research will do good rather than lazy journalism.
At one point, the finance minister, under who the income tax department falls, the same income tax department that sends us notices like Holi ki mithai, that finance minister asked the audience a question which I thought would be a rhetorical question. Puchte hain, you know.
Am I making sense? No?
It sounds like a rhetorical question, right? I mean, no audience member is going to say, yes, you are, or no, you're not. So obviously the audience said nothing. So ma'am says, oh, no. So I'm not making sense. Aha. Arey ma'am, let a rhetorical question go. See, you're not Modi ji who keeps asking questions to the audience. Hota hai ki nahi hota hai? Audience goes, hota hai. Especially if it's a conclave audience. हम democracy की mother हैं कि नहीं हैं? हैं. हम democracy की mother क्या? Mother sister कर देंगे नहीं कर देंगे? कर देंगे. You see, others don't get that response and that's what leads to irritation. I think that is why so many BJP ministers are always so angry and aggressive. यार problem क्या है? We are going to be a gazillion dollar economy, best in the world at everything. Electoral bond से सबसे ज़्यादा money आपकी पार्टी को आ रहा है.
इस सज्जन को क्या तकलीफ है भाई?
Still so angry, still so miserable. यार कुछ भी पूछो, Madam Finance Minister is always so defensive and aggressive. Why so angry?
The first session at this year's conclave with our finance minister, who now is one of India's most experienced finance ministers.
I thought Rahul's comment about most experienced was a bit tongue-in-cheek. He comes out as somebody who doesn't believe in it himself. As is typical with media, and I don't blame you for it. You do this balancing act. What is Rebdi for you is not Rebdi for them. Come on.
Ma'am, they said not good enough. Most of the opposition parties for the budget. Ma'am, your comment on that?
For what reasons, if I may know? Not good enough for?
They said nothing for the... they said nothing much for the middle class.
What?
Most of the... Yeah, this is what those parties...
Sports, work-life balance.
Yes. So my
Which
question...
is the university you've registered yourself in?
Rumor is going on.
No, wait a minute. You're a PhD student, you won't depend on rumors, ma'am.
So ma'am, what's your stand on this?
I don't go by rumors, ma'am. Thank you.
Itna gussa. Maybe that's why we and so many other journalists keep getting income tax notices and surveys. जिनको rate भी कहते हैं. I feel even if you were to ask Finance Minister Madam, ma'am, how are you doing? She'd say, aha, so you want to know how you are doing. Is it so that then you can ask me why you are doing it like this, Finance Minister? And then no, you should do it like this? Yes, I know. No, please, let me complete. I know. Where are you from? What organization? What are you studying? Honestly, this is the best time to fix angry, aggressive moods. Because it's Holi, happy Holi. As in, Traditionally they say, "Bura na mano, holi hai." You'll not bura mano, na? Or will you get another 20 more IT notices? Anyway, worth taking the risk. Holi ka tyohar is my favorite. It is when you celebrate everyone. It is a day of happiness, of coming together with everybody. There is that Gana also, na, from Sholay. होली के दिन दिल खिल जाते हैं, रंगों में रंग मिल जाते हैं, गिले शिकवे भूल के दोस्तों, दुश्मन भी गले मिल जाते हैं. Aha, so now you're saying that I should lago gale of dushman also, even if they're anti-national. I know, are you sure? Are you sure you're not trying to trap our government by saying we are aligning with anti-national dushmans? Yes, what organization you're from? Yes, are you sure? What is the name of your journalistic whatever body? Never mind. At least I tried. Now let's get to the shame that is broadcast news in India. In the latest demonstration of which is so common now, a news anchor from one of the biggest news media outlets in India made a vile casteist remark on his primetime show.
आप सोचिए, ये खुद को आम आदमी बताते हैं, लेकिन इनकी सोच देखिए, कह रहे हैं पैसे वाले को लेकर आओ, वो पैसा लगाएगा देश में. ये गरीब आदमी को ला रहे हो, ये तो चोरी चमारी करेगा. And this is not the first time this character has demonstrated his vileness. But he's not alone. On the 29th of February, India's news regulatory body, News Broadcasting and Digital Standards Authority, ordered television news channels, News 18 India, Times Now Navbharat, and Aaj Tak, part of the India Today group, to take down videos of 5 primetime news shows for spreading hatred and communal disharmony. That's right. Sounds serious, right? This was based on a complaint by Indrajit Ghorpade. And how are they spreading hate, you might ask? Sample this.
क्या लव जिहाद एक जुमला है क्या? मतलब लव जिहाद क्या वाकई सिर्फ एक जुमला है?
तो यहाँ पर लोग नाम बदल के शादी कर लेते हैं और फिर धोखा देते हैं. पहले से उनकी बीवी होती है, दूसरी रख लेते हैं. ये है लव जिहाद की परेशानी.
जिहादियों से बेटी बचाओ.
ज्यादा खतरनाक क्या है? ज्यादा खतरनाक आफताब वाली सोच है या तुष्टीकरण वाली चुप्पी है?
आपको प्यार और मोहब्बत चाहिए, लेकिन यहाँ 35 टुकड़े हुए हैं बच्ची के.
आज मुस्लिम इलाके, कल मुस्लिम देश.
बेटियों को खतरा लव जिहाद की साजिश से या फिर उन लोगों से जो लव जिहाद को झूठ बताकर कवर फायर देते हैं.
भारत धर्म निरपेक्ष, लेकिन इलाकों का धर्म.
इन सब की जिम्मेदारी जब आप देखेंगे, इन सब के आरोपियों को जब आप देखेंगे, तो जवाब आपको खुद ब खुद मिल जाएगा.
News 18 was fined 50,000 rupees for 4 shows hosted by Gullu and Aman Chopra in 2022. Aaj Tak was given a warning for Sudhir's show during Ram Navami and in a separate case fined 75,000 rupees.
भारत के टूटने की बात सोचिए कौन करता है? हमारे देश में जो टुकड़े वाले लोग हैं, वो ये बात करते हैं कि भारत के टुकड़े हो जाएंगे. तो कोई खालिस्तान बनाना चाहता है, कोई उधर कश्मीर को ले लेना चाहता है. ये लोग टुकड़े की बात करते हैं. और अब जो बराक ओबामा कह रहे हैं, वो भी वही बात कह रहे हैं.
Basically, NBDSA told news channels,
थोड़ी मर्यादा रखिए.
And by the way, the same Sudhir Chaudhary was payloading gyan at India Today conclave, where his boss Kalli Purie was payloading gyan about what journalism and its role is. However, when Rajdeep Sardesai was commenting on news media spreading hatred and communal disharmony, why did the producer of the show cut to Sudhir?
There is a systematic invisibilizing of the Muslim. I'm not blaming an individual for it, but this is the nature of it. And indoctrination has set in. We in the media should also look inside. How much have we done to spread these kinds of stereotypes, prejudice, and the worst kind of hate politics?
Who's doing this? Sudhir, ये बहुत बड़ी बेइज्जती है और इस प्रोड्यूसर को तिहाड़ भेज देना चाहिए. Now you see the shamelessness of the networks. Sudhir, Aman, Amish still have their shows. India Today is the same group that had suspended their primetime anchor Rajdeep Sardesai for an incorrect tweet about farmer's death in 2021. Sardesai को 2 हफ्ते off air कर दिया, लेकिन spreading hate? I guess that's fine. I guess to understand that this sort of hate speech has led to genocide and violence at a mass scale, you'd have to have read history, especially the history of news. Now these were the sponsors for Sudhir ka hatred wala shows. Sharda University, the one teaching values to children, obviously. NBC, flexible solutions whose values are more flexible than their solutions also. Live guard inverters whose values are clearly inverted. Macho, who make kachi banyan, and the most macho thing to do is obviously bully minorities. And Vimal, bolo zuban nafrati. So what do we get from this show? कि कच्चा बनियान पहन के मुंह में सुपारी वगैरह इलायची जो भी लाके डूठा इफ यू वांट दैट इज आल्सो ओके माइनॉरिटीज के बारे में गंद पे लो 50,000 रुपए दो और जर्नलिस्ट बनो. Am I making sense? Now we at Newslaundry have sent the sponsors of these hate-filled shows the following questions.
Are you familiar with the content of the shows you are sponsoring? Are you satisfied with the message it sends out? How much did you spend on the sponsorship for the shows, and how much did you spend on the specific episode that was taken down? Did you watch the shows that were taken down, and are you satisfied with what you paid for? Will this order over the content of these shows make you rethink your monetary allocation? Finally, what are the inclusivity and religious diversity practices at your organizations?
We haven't got a response yet. We will let you know if and when we do. Now, last week there was a big news event. The Supreme Court hearing on electoral bonds happened and an order was given.
In the last 26 days, what extent of matching has been done by you? What steps have you taken in the last 26 days? The application is absolutely silent on that. We expect that there should be a degree of candor on the part of the State Bank of India.
But 26 days, you must have carried out at least some, say, 10,000 bonds you have been able to collate, 5,000 bonds you have been able to collate.
It's a very serious matter when you ask for modification of an order.
I accept that. I accept that.
Following a phatkar by the Supreme Court, the SBI submitted the electoral bonds data to the Election Commission. Not all of it. And the Election Commission published it on their website, making public the following. The data, which included the list of buyers and the list of political parties who have encashed the bonds. Plus, फिर क्या था? All hell broke loose and detailed media reports started to come out on buyers of the bonds. Real journalists tried to investigate potential quid pro quos, and they still are. Many reports on this can be seen on the Newslaundry website. Go to newslaundry.com, or better still, download our app. The link to the website is in the show notes. Now, when such incriminating data was released, we were left very confused, seeing some companies donating 195 crore rupees in 2019 while registering a net profit of only 12.24 lakh rupees. मतलब profit इतना और political donation इतनी? Is this making sense?
नहीं.
So I was sure income tax would investigate this and there would be a follow-up from the income tax department and other agencies. But I realized, array, they are so busy sending us notices. How will they have the time? क्योंकि मोटा लोचा तो हमने किया है ना. हमारी मोटी सब्सक्रिप्शन ड्रिवन न्यूज ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस 30-40 लोगों वाली.
लॉजिक नाम की कोई चीज होती है?
You see, that is the beauty of our country. यहाँ पर civil servants who clear one of the most rigorous and difficult exams in the world are used as foot soldiers to calm the egos of netas who feel hurt by what we say. And this is the nature of our country.
मुझे क्रेडिट नहीं चाहिए.
अरे नहीं सर, हम आपको क्रेडिट नहीं दे रहे. बुरा ना मानो, होली है. यार मेरे पास तो माल्या की इतना विलायत सेटल होने का पैसा भी नहीं है. So I prefer following the rule of law, na? It's a no-brainer. But I must be investigated. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe income tax notices were a signal कि भाई electoral bonds खरीद लो. See, Modi ji, this scheme is too subtle for us. जो पैसा हमारे सब्सक्राइबर्स हमें देते हैं ना, हमने उस पैसे को स्पेंड करके ग्राउंड रिपोर्ट कर ली. मणिपुर चले गए कॉन्फ्लिक्ट कवर करने, हिमाचल प्रदेश से रिपोर्टिंग कर ली, इलेक्शन कवरेज कर लिया, एक के बाद एक लेट्स टॉक अबाउट पॉडकास्ट भी रिलीज कर दिए. अब हमें क्या पता था? वी शुड नॉट लेट्स टॉक अबाउट, वी शुड लेट्स नॉट टॉक अबाउट. सॉरी, अब इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड्स अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल हो गए, नहीं तो 2-4 हज़ार रुपए के बॉन्ड हम भी दे देते. And you viewers, please subscribe so we can help in nation building. How to subscribe? Go to newslaundry.com and hit the subscribe button. Not just this YouTube channel वाला subscription, पैसे देने वाला subscription. क्योंकि at Newslaundry, the public pays and the public is served. We don't spend it on buying electoral bonds because we don't get money from the governments. So we don't give money back to the governments. Meanwhile, at the India Today conclave, the Home Minister made this demonstrably false claim.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी को अप्रोक्सीमेटली 6,000 करोड़ के बॉन्ड मिले. टोटल बॉन्ड 20,000 करोड़ के. तो 14,000 करोड़ के बॉन्ड कहाँ गए?
Well, that demonstrably false claim was fact-checked by The Scroll, The News Minute and Newslaundry. But I guess poor Rahul did not want to sound like the opposition now. So he let it go unchallenged. Instead, Mr. Kamal डांट खाकर बैठ गए. As journalists should, I guess.
आप हमें इतना पूछ लेते हो चप कर उनको 4 सवाल तो पूछो, बिठाओ यहाँ पर.
आई नहीं, इनवाइट किया था, आई नहीं कोई.
Poor Rahul was being scolded by all his guests. And he was not even behaving like the opposition. I wonder why all BJP ministers are always so angry and aggressive or defensive. See, my management experience says it is because of a terrible resource allocation prioritization. And it's typical in sarkari departments.
Hey, सफेद कपड़ा.
Now imagine sending us, tucha small us, 55 income tax notices. What a waste of time for an intelligent and well-functioning human being. I mean, the civil service exam is one of the most difficult to crack in the world. You have people who have cracked that exam and are ready to serve the nation, change the world. But what are they made to do? Snatch my phone, snatch my laptop, send show cause notices to news organizations, journalists, raid all sorts of people, bother news professionals. इससे किसका कल्याण होगा यार? This is, like a company, and not just any company, but the largest company in the world that has the most resources, hiring the most qualified people from the most prestigious business schools or colleges, and then once they show up to work, telling them, बाहर वो जो रेडी वाला खड़ा है ना, I don't like when he checks me when I'm littering, or when he calls out how I'm driving badly. जाओ उसको पेल दो, उसकी रेडी उल्टी कर दो.
अरे भैया ये देश में सिस्टम है, संविधान है, कोर्ट्स हैं.
अब भाई कंपनी मोराल हाई तो रहेगा नहीं ऐसे में. एक और मिसाल देता हूं मैं. Imagine you get the world's finest, jhakas, best racehorses in the world. These muscular, tall, well-trained steeds. What do you do with them? Start winning races? One race after the other, change the world? No. इसे ऐसा करते हैं, इनको हम शादी की घोड़ी बना देते हैं, वो बारात वाली घोड़ी. और फिर उसके पीछे आप नाचते हो, साडी टार वखरी, साडे घोड़े ने, साडे. Don't mess with us, our horses. See, that's what's happening. You see, like we saw at the conclave, हम भी चाहते हैं कि मोदी जी की तरक्की हो, वो अब की बार 400 पार कर दें. लेकिन हमारी इनकम टैक्स नोटिसेस 55 तक पहुंच रहे हैं. इनको भी 400 पार करवा दो. क्योंकि one of my favorite gurus and my hero, Guru Gobind Singhji Maharaj had said, चिड़ी नाल में बाज लड़ावा, गिदड़ा नू में शेर बनावा, 1.25 लाख से एक लड़ावा, ता गोविंद सिंह नाम कहावा. So basically what I'm trying to say is this, कि न्यूज लॉन्ड्री की एक रिपोर्ट, न्यूज लॉन्ड्री की publicly funded एक रिपोर्ट, not funded by सरकारी ads and large corporations. न्यूज लॉन्ड्री की publicly funded एक रिपोर्ट आपके 1.25 लाख इनकम टैक्स नोटिस के बराबर है. और अभी तक 55 ही पहुंचे हैं. ये तो कांग्रेस वाले नंबर्स हैं यार. और अभी तो बहुत रिपोर्टें करनी है. न्यूज लॉन्ड्री की टीम ने बड़े इनडिसिप्लिन के साथ मेरी हर बात का नजरअंदाज कर दिया. आई टोल्ड देम बस करो, मरवाओगे क्या? 2-4 पफ पीसेस कर लो, पीएम से पूछ लो वाई यू सो हार्ड वर्किंग, आपके अंदर लाइट बल्ब क्यों जलता वगैरह वगैरह. बट दे डोंट लिसन टू मी. दे सेड देखिए जनाब, यू हायर्ड जर्नलिस्ट्स और जर्नलिस्ट जर्नलिज्म करेंगे. रेस हॉर्सेस को बाराती घोड़े बनाना है तो आप गवर्नमेंट ज्वाइन कर लीजिए, प्रेफरेबली इन चार्ज ऑफ एन इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसी. सो हैड टू शट अप. ऐसे अनग्रेटफुल लोग हैं न्यूज लॉन्ड्री टीम वाले. मैं कहता कुछ हूं, करते कुछ हैं. सो अगर आपकी प्रिंटिंग कैपेसिटी नहीं है 1.25 लाख नोटिस भेजने की, तो आप इंडिया टुडे से पूछ लीजिए. वैसे भी वही छापते हैं जो आप कहते हैं. क्योंकि अगर बारात निकालनी है ना, तो धूमधाम से निकालो. मुकेश भाई अंबानी ने यही तो सिखाया हमें. मेक इट ग्रैंड. एंड दैट्स ऑल द न्यूसेंस वी हैव फॉर यू दिस वीक. Don't forget to subscribe, since this is the month when the wonderful News Laundry team and others expect raises. I was saying, let's just take ads from big corporations. Let's take ads from everybody. All state governments, all central governments. They said no. Let the subscribers pay and then give us raises. So we shall wait for you. Go to newslaundry.com, click on the subscribe button and contribute. And you can also contribute to the NL Sena. The NL Sena is going to be funding the joint coverage between the News Minute and us, and we shall be bringing you news reports from around the country. So please have a happy Holi, stay happy, fund public interest journalism, and always stay in a good mood, whether it's Holi or whether it's not. Because while there is enough to be miserable about, there is always something to look forward to, even if it's income tax notices. Have a fantastic weekend.